House of the Dragon Season 3 started off with an absolute bang. So if you haven't watched episode 1 yet, pause this video, give it a watch, then come back and let me know what you guys think because I don't want to spoil anything. But to start things off, we see our girl Rhaena out in the wild trying to capture or claim Sheep Stealer. Things kind of go a weird sort of way because Sheep Stealer has been out in the wild for some time now, and it looks like all hope is lost for Rhaena. But Sheepstealer does end up bringing her food back, and I think this kind of ties a different sort of symbolism into it. So instead of the rider claiming the dragon, in my opinion, this looked like the dragon claiming the rider. And Sheepstealer and Rhaena end up having a big say in what happens in this episode, which we'll get to that in a bit. But over in the Riverlands, we see Daemon picking up where he left off, whooping some ass, kicking the Lannisters all over the place. But most importantly, it looks like another battle is about to start. And out come the Starks, the greatest household to exist in Westeros. They roll out the Lannister head, and they say they're there to die for the Dragon Queen. Which I don't know what you guys thought, but just hearing that and seeing the Starks back in to the Song of Ice and Fire world, it fired me up. I can only wait until we see Cregan Stark in action. So even though Season 3 started off with a lot happening, those were very insignificant to what you see right here, the Battle of Gullet. Now, they changed several things from the books to what actually happened in this episode, but they've been doing that for a lot of this show, so I'm completely fine with that. But I want to hear what you guys think overall about how they captured this entire battle. And just a quick backstory on the Battle of the Gullet. The whole point of this was the Triarchy to help with the blockade. So the Valyrian fleet had been blockading the entire sea to King's Landing, which was making them struggle in a number of different ways. But they partnered with the Triarchy, so a group of different people to help weaken that blockade so then they could start using the sea to navigate, export, import, all sorts of resources when it comes to this battle and this war. Now, when it comes to this battle, I'm still unsure how I feel about it. There are a lot of things that I loved. There are a few concerns I have, and I feel like there's a lot that's unanswered. Obviously, we still don't know if Corlys is alive or not. I think he's still alive. I think the sea snake has gone through way too much just for him to essentially fall off the ship, and that be the end of his fate. I am glad that we killed off Lohar, who I have on the screen right over here. Honestly, I think she's one of the worst written characters I've ever seen in all of the cinematic universe of Westeros. And it, to me, it just feels like they really tried to build her like, oh, she's a girl boss, like, and that's where her power comes from. Like the fact that she's able to take the sea snake on so easily, and she's able to throw a fully armored Lannister off the ship, and her sword cuts through Valyrian steel and armor like it's nothing. That that has me a little concerned. I'm really glad that she died the way she did because I was worried she was going to have some second wind and go off and kill Corlys' son. But when it comes down to it, this was supposed to be the largest naval battle in all of Westeros history. So, see, the deadliest, the craziest, which we see. I know we try to focus on the main characters as they're going around, and everything's supposed to be engulfed around them. I just felt like there wasn't enough time spent, which sounds like a broken record in the Game of Thrones world, but I feel like so much more time could have been spent on each little thing that was going on, whether they're trying to throw up blockades, the flanking of different ships, Corlys actually using his sea mastermind abilities instead of just the SpongeBob, you're good, like getting right through the little narrow gap and passage that Lohar was easily able to follow him through, even though he's knows the lay of the land there, and it sounds like it's her first time really going through there. So that's where some of my concerns are coming up when it comes to this. But other than that, I absolutely loved it. Now let's talk about the tough part of the show. So Rhaena and Sheepstealer considered number one op right now. I mean, she took a wild dragon that she had just claimed she has no dragon riding experience to the battle, which we see at first she's destroying enemy ships. Everyone's going nuts. It's awesome. And then she starts attacking other ships and then attacks the other dragons. And essentially it's what leads to Vermax, Jace's dragon, and Jacaerys' death. Now, I do want to give a round of applause to the actor that played Jace because the way the writing was going, they were pinning Rhaenyra and Jacaerys against each other. And I feel like they were trying to make Jaceres an unlikable character. Even though he's always mogging people on the screen, it's like they weren't giving him a whole lot to kind of work with, you know? So the fact that he was able to pull off that character with what he was given and the little bit of range that he was able to work with, I thought was tremendous. But the way they did this entire scene was phenomenal. So you see, I mean, I guess everyone has aimbot with the crossbow bolt. I mean, we saw it in Game of Thrones. We see it here. Like, we see missed ones, but it's like the first one they fire hits Vermax, starts takes him down. They get saved, and then essentially he gets hit again because he's trying to save Bela from Sheep Stealer, and he gets hit, and it's taking him down and down and down in the water. And gosh, watching Vermax like drown while that anchor's attached to him, slowly pulling him down, it's, oh my gosh, that was gut wrenching for me because like these characters can die off, but when a dragon dies off, it's like when a dog dies in a movie. It's just like, oh my gosh. And it's like, I just keep thinking about when Jace and Vermax were like babies, like baby dragon and kid together, you know? And we see Jace is able to unhook himself and get up, and I'm like, oh, I was like, man, they're gonna capture him. I was like, they're gonna do this different in the books. They're gonna capture him, and that's gonna be a lot. And I know we've seen the trailers of bring Aegon the Usurper to me where Rhaenyra's all pissed off, and then you see him get hit with one crossbow bolt, and I'm like, oh no. Then he turns, gets hit with the second one, and then the third one through the neck. Oh my gosh, that was just gut wrenching. Then that shot where they're looking up from underneath in the water and you see his body just floating there. Oh man, that was tough. The only thing I wish that was a little different is if somehow Vermax was floating with him, which I know is not really doable because of the anchor. But them resting together in the water, I think would have been just an absolute cinematic masterpiece, which it already was. I'm just saying if I had to be a little picky. But when it comes down to it, I think House of the Dragon episode 1 season 3 delivered. People have complained about, oh, it's so slow. Nothing's happening. Well, they pretty much made it season 2 episode 9 as they picked up and they went straight into battle. You saw the end of Daemon's battle where he's just destroying everyone. They're basically, I love the symbolism. They're chopping the head off of a lion. And then later on, the Starks roll out the head of the Lannister lion that they killed. So that was absolutely tremendous. And then just going straight into the Battle of Gullet to where you kill the heir to the Iron Throne, essentially. Oh, it's just kind of crazy to see. My one point of emphasis that I would like to add on to kind of finish things up is, man, Luke and Jace died in almost the exact same way. It was due to a young rider who could not control their dragon. And I don't know if I like that because it was already played out once. And they tried to paint Jace as this hero, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Was it foolishness for him to go in with a young dragon, or was it heroic of him, or do you put all the blame on Sheep Stealer and Rhaena? Let me know what you guys think. We'll be doing some other things regarding House of the Dragon coming up. Absolutely loving the series. Great job to all the directors and actors and everyone involved with this show. So if you guys want to see more, let me know down below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.